Hello, Leo. This is your extended reading. I am so excited with the message that is coming through right now. And the interesting thing is that I was pulling your cards here now, and the cards were flying in so fast. They were coming one right after the other, and I didn't even have time to really savor them, which is really interesting because tying back to your first part, it's almost like you are revisiting a memory that it happened so fast, or you didn't really have time when it happened because it was so quick that now, maybe years after, or decades, or a lifetime from that moment that you are going back in a sense, right? Or revisiting even in dreams, or in astral projection kind of experience, that now you can savor it, right? And it's almost like I all the cards had to come really rapidly, and now that they are settled, now that they are in conversation with the first cards, it's almost like now I can enjoy, right, as a reader, and they are communicating so smoothly, so gracefully. It's almost like I am having a beautiful chat with a best friend from another realm, right? Which is so amazing. It's so beautiful, yo. So we're beginning with the Seven of Cups, and straight away, after a little while, I had no doubt that this Seven of Swords, that you know, when you were starting to pay attention or to feel exactly how you felt when you were scooped out of your crib, right? Out of your place, out of your comfort, and it felt like you were losing your grounds, or it's almost like the ground, it was disappearing under your feet, but also feeling like you were supported energetically, spiritually, even or like feeling the embrace of maybe other beings, or even like somebody that was present in your childhood, in your newborn days. But here, when you go back to these memories, it's almost like it's a big blurry memory that the beginning and the end, but when you stay in it, when you dive into it, it's like, well, when you land here, right, and you have this exploration, all of these frames, right, all of the frames of a movie in a sense, and you didn't know all of the story, it's like, and you didn't know all of the beautiful things that happened in between these two very significant memories, right? This is the moment where it's almost like you indulge in it, or you allow yourself to bask even more so in this feeling. Remember, you started the other part with another cups card, and actually, well, no, here we have another cup, the Knight of Cups, but the two opening cards being two cups cards, but the Three of Cups being you individually landing on your feet, but over top of your heart in a very firm but very fluffy place, right? And then here, because it was already, the support was already felt with the Seven of Swords. It's like the support becomes not tangible, but felt, right? This is like a very subtle kind of soft breeze. This is something that penetrates your heart. So it's something that, well, maybe it feels even more close to you, or close to your heart, or almost like it's like taking ownership of this memory, or of this support that maybe was coming from the universe, right? Or maybe it's like this was something so subtle that that's the reason why you couldn't remember, right? It was really, really subtle, so it became all a blur memory. But when you stopped to smell the flowers along the path, right, going frame by frame in between these two memories, this Seven of Cups is talking about letting yourself be embraced, but in a way that feels more personal, right? I don't know how else to explain that, but maybe this second card can help me. So after the Seven of Cups, we have the Ten of Wands. So what a beautiful combination, right? If here, it's like if here you were starting to remember, starting to go back to these very, very early on memories, right? And felt the subtle embrace. And it's almost like that was the beginning of this path of flowers, or this beauty way that now you are exploring in more depth, because now you are allowing yourself to be embraced by maybe the person or the energetic presence that was there giving you this warm embrace. Does it make sense? It's almost like the beginning of your exploration, you are the one arriving there. Well, you are the one landing on your feet, right? So when you, it's almost like when you recognize where you are, or when you, it's like when you, it's not just recognize where you are, it's more like acknowledge the beautiful path that now you are uncovering, right? That now you are remembering. With the Ten of Wands here, this is so incredible because, you know, I was talking about in the first part how the Nine of Wands is this path of flowers, but also the Ten of Wands, and here it is straight after another seven with the Seven of Cups. So when you take it more personally, when you, it's almost like when you bring this very subtle sensation to your heart and make it like, it's almost like turning a very subtle intuition into an emotion, right? It's the moment, or it's like the key for you to see that you are not alone in this beauty way, meaning that you were not alone, right? This is all like a recap of the in-between moments of these two memories, right? So you were not alone there, and this is where the support, not only spiritual and energetic, but also emotional, was coming from. And it's so gorgeous because I feel like this is so illuminating. This is so, let me add already this one. Okay, so after the Ten of Wands, the Sun, and the Knight of Cups. So when you feel that the support is, what is the word? It's not that it's just aimed at you. It's like there is a lot of love surrounding you, right? So it's more than just a hug. It's like being in an environment filled with love and grace and purity and beauty, right? And being greeted there by somebody that fills the room with a lot of sunshine, with a lot of grace also, right? The sun is the ruler of Leo, and so whenever somebody, especially this one, who I am not sure really if this is somebody like in person, or it feels a little bit of a spirit guide, right? That maybe was with you very closely related to you, or guiding you when you were just a baby, doing this transition from the universe, from this higher realm into this physical body, right? But it's like when you access this same path that you were traveling, but you didn't really remember maybe until now. And now you see that you were not alone, that you were embraced, and that you were accompanied by somebody so pure. That is the reason why maybe we're talking about God. I feel like God came up really strongly in yesterday's reading today for Cancer. Was it for Cancer or was it for Gemini? I can't remember right now, but it was in the last couple of readings. But this is talking about like an endless source of light, a pure, luminous being, right? And this is you. The Knight of Cups is you. But I feel like this Knight of Cups, to be honest, Leo, this is you right now, right? Is experiencing that same moment through your more mature eyes, or I should say heart, right? It's like this is the revisitation. It's almost like this is occurring here and you are observing it, but you are observing it, wanting to indulge in it, to bask in the sun, right? It's like you want to, and I'm getting goosebumps because it's almost like you don't want this moment to end. It's almost like if you could just stay in this moment, right? Maybe in this dreamscape, or you know, in this astral projection moment, or in a very intense meditation, or however you feel like you are having this flashback moment, that flashback memory that you are, it's like you're pacing yourself to go frame by frame, right? You're not in a rush. It's like you really want to, it's almost like you want to drink the most of it. You want to indulge in it, is the best way to say it, because it's so pure. It's so, oh, it's just like so refreshing, but also so, it's almost like all encompassing, right? It's like the sun being this other, it's not coming from one place. It's almost like this, it's almost like the sun is like everywhere. It's not just in one point. It's coming from, it's like surrounding this whole environment, which I don't feel like it's physical. That's the thing. It's all energetic, right, Leo? So this is when reality strikes a little bit. So after you see, it's like you witness yourself as a tiny baby being guided by your angel, by your spirit guide, or by this very luminous being that was there with you all along, right? And it's like recognizing the power of it and the brightness of it and the just the luminous totality of it, or all-encompassing ability of this sun, right? And so after this Knight of Cups, which is you, it's like the more you are indulging in it, the more you are becoming aware of each detail, each sensation, each feeling, right? Because you're basking under the sun. So you're allowing to take in the more you can from this beautiful experience, from this beautiful memory. The Ten of Swords come along. And this is what happened here. So remember in the first part where you were scooped from your bed, in a sense, or your crib, and it felt like you were losing your grounds because you lost this ability to sense something concrete under your feet, right? It's like being taken from your place, but it's not just that you were taken and it's like it vanished, right? It disappeared out of the blue. It's like it's really become it's almost like it's very poetic and very dreamlike. It's like, you know, when something solid becomes like a cloud, in a sense, right? It's like this it's not a smoke in the sense that it was put on fire, but it's more like a very beautiful, magical kind of mist that, you know, turns something solid into something non-solid. Does it make sense? But I guess, you know, in dreams, all of this is so possible and so real, right? So anyways, I feel like somehow what you are experiencing when you revisit this, because you are feeling that you are supported, right? To understand it more, or it's not to understand it logically, it's more like feel it, right? Stay there to savor it, to enjoy it, to bask in it. But remember, when you witness this, right, and the more light it emits to you, yes, you are witnessing it through your heart, and that is a beautiful thing. But because this is your now state, because this is, well, this is you landing on your feet over your heart, right? So because you are grown up, essentially, or because you have to wake up from this dream, or because you have, to move, to keep on growing, to keep on traveling this path, right? Again, it happens with the Ten of Swords. It all evaporates. It's almost like the same way that it showed itself to you, right? Or that it became a more sharp in your imagination, in your ability to perceive, it disappears, right? It becomes something very subtle again. It's almost like, I don't know if you've had that experience, Leo, but I've had a few dreams where I have like very close encounters with very significant beings, and suddenly they are becoming so tiny because they are becoming like, they are moving far away from me. And this is what I'm seeing. It's almost like the memory is fading away, right? The memory is becoming more and more subtle. If this was very sharp and very perceivable, it's almost like when you bask in it long enough, when you drink from it everything that you have to drink, right? Especially emotionally, when you relive all the emotions, but this time not in a hurry or not in a blurry kind of way, but in a way that you can remember with all of these emotions as triggers. It's like now it's time that this goes back to this very subtle memory, right? That it vanishes away. But the reason being, Leo, do not despair. You're not losing anything. Actually, you're gaining a lot. Because look at these beautiful two major arcana coming next. The Empress and the Chariot. So the Chariot essentially is talking about this development, right? The growth process, the evolution that has to keep on moving, right? It's like there is no use for you to, well, yes, there is a lot of beautiful things that you can remember in reliving that memory, especially because at first it was all just a blur. But now that you have done all of that emotional work, right? It's like now it's time to get back to your physical reality with the Empress, right? Being, this Queen of Queens of the Earth realm, right? This is a very earthy kind of figure, right? But one that is very, well, yes, she is like the epitome of beauty, right? To me, at least, it is. And I feel like somehow this beauty way that it's almost like you fell into it again, but really like you land it not in the new place. It's almost like you land it in a place that is familiar, because it's actually this revisitation of this in-between memories, right? Place in your psyche, in your heart, and in staying there, and it's almost like not investigating it, but enjoying it, right? There comes a time when you have to go back. And when you come back, you are carrying all of this beauty, all of the basking under the sun, but it's like, it's not like the sun that, it's like the sun in the sky, basically. It's almost like this is a luminous sun, right? This is a very is iridescence the word? It's like it has this shimmer, because I cannot really explain it's like the light that comes from this sun in this dreamlike space is not, it cannot blind you, right? It's almost like it's beautifying you, but you're not losing it even when the sun fades away, right? This sun being this other luminous being that was there all along with you, and that now you are revisiting and reliving and re-knowing, perhaps. Because even when this memory starts to fade away and you come back to your physical reality, it's like you are holding the most beautiful memories, right? And this is what enriches you, because it's not enriching your physical being. It's almost like this enrichment or this beauty that comes from within, which, you know, essentially to me, that is what beauty is, right? The things that are beautiful on the outside are because they are beautiful on the inside, and it's just, it exudes, right? And I feel like this is you coming to your most graceful but also beautiful expression of self. And this is part of the growth. This Chariot ending your reading today, this is the interesting thing. It's like, yes, you can bask in this Empress energy as much as you like, but it's almost like, do not, if you are indulging in the mirror, right, in front of the mirror, and you know, you are just appreciating yourself, appreciating your beauty, right, really acknowledging your beauty, that it's not just physical, right, but it's really acknowledging it, and acknowledging it from a perspective that, yes, it comes from where you are right now, but mostly like from the place that you came, right? Or from the place that you just revisited through these memories, because it was so luminous. And it's almost like, how could you forget the luminosity or the beauty of this light, right? And this guide, this spirit guide, this companion, right? So I feel like there's a lot that you are bringing to earth when you wake up from this dream, from this astral projection, from this meditation session, from just this going back in memory, right? You have to keep on going. It's like this, I know that this card represents Cancer, and Cancer is really attached to the past, but this movement here from the Chariot is talking about moving forward, because you are, it's like you have really reached a point, Leo, of, well, you have landed so gracefully on your feet that you are, well, you have found firmness in your beauty way, in your beauty path, and it's not just the path, it's like you are carrying it within your being, right? So it's almost like this Empress, she comes, it's almost like she has this beautiful necklace of flowers, because these are the flowers that she collected from the path that she walked, meaning you walked, right? You are bearing all of the memories, all of the flowers in this necklace, or this crown, however you want to see it, but it's coming through as a necklace, because it's like each petal, each flower is like a frame in this huge picture of this in-between memories that you thought you could see, or you could understand, or you could have a glimpse, you know, of that very blurry experience. But now that it's almost like you had to revisit to enrich this necklace, to enrich your own personal being, and to walk this earth with this beauty, with this pure light, with this iridescence light that is like, it doesn't go away, right? It's almost like it's just ever present and all encompassing. And this is, I mean, this is talking about a little bit about, purpose, or like how you're supposed to walk from now on, like this path, because you're carrying these flowers as memories, but beautiful memories. It's like they are also carrying the seeds to continue planting this path ahead with all of the flowers that you have seen so beautifully from this. It's not a recovery of a memory, but it feels a little bit like that. And the beautiful thing also, because we're ending here at the bottom of the deck with the Three of Pentacles, it's just going back to the beginning with the Three of Cups. So if this was all like an emotional experience, something that goes like in your imagination, I feel like it comes to a point where in reliving all of that and bringing it all with you, but like it's all of this process is beautifying your being, right? Beautifying your being. Maybe that's going to be the title. This is helping you to, well, the threes to me are all about co-creation, the co-creation that starts in your heart, in this great graceful state of being, like emotionally, right? Feeling all of the potential and reliving it, repairing it, recovering, and using it as all of the essential things that you need to continuing on this path, to use the flowers as, the elements to build this continuation, right? So let's see what the astrological runes have to add as a final guidance for you, Leo. Okay, so this is a little bit odd, but the rune that came through, Leo, is Mercury, and I'm just being reminded that Mercury is still in Gemini, but yeah, I feel like Mercury is going to enter Cancer pretty soon, I believe. So maybe this is why, this Chariot is this moving forward, because Mercury is, in ancient mythology, is talking about the god that had wings on its feet. So, but you, Leo, I feel like it's not that you have only wings on your feet, right? Because you have landed on a fluffy cloud that is your heart. It's almost like you have gracefulness and you have flowers in your necklace that you're holding within your being, and this is what is moving you forward, right? And this Mercury is talking about like this movement with wings on your feet, essentially. So I wonder if, when Mercury moves into Cancer, if the wings, right, will be gently guided and gracefully guided by the heart, meaning your communication, your transactions, your interactions, your movement in this planet, in moving ahead with your life, with your purpose, with, your life, essentially, right? It is all going to be done beautifully, but also like it's coming through as polite, but is more like gentle and kind and loving and just so graceful and beauty, Beautiful. So you are carrying beauty as a beautiful necklace, but there's also this, it's not speediness, but I want to say there is a sense of direction and a sense of movement that comes from this Mercury. It's like knowing where to go, knowing where to take your feet, because you have learned how to land with gracefulness, with beauty, with kindness. But it's just, uh, you know what? I just want to bask in it a little bit. It's almost like I just want to watch you, you know, walk by, Leo, because I'm going to be like in awe, admiring you walking and speaking and just interacting and showing your light, which is so beautiful. I love this reading. This is so gorgeous. Thank you so much for being here with me, Leo. I hope this was insightful to you, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.